From the newsroom at news.com.au.
Hey, I'm Lexi Cartwright.
And I'm Andrew Bucklow.
And this is the latest from the newsroom. It's Friday, the 23rd of April.
Well, there's been a major overhaul of Australia's vaccination strategy. Aussies aged between 50 to 69 will now be able to receive the jab from May, but only if they're happy with the AstraZeneca vaccine. Due to a limited supply of Pfizer doses, the majority will be held exclusively for people under 50, with the exception of aged care residents and frontline health and border and quarantine workers.
In other news, US President Joe Biden has pledged to cut America's greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. He set the goal during an Earth Day summit featuring 40 world leaders. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison had an awkward start when it was his turn to speak at the virtual summit. He was on mute for the first 60 seconds, with the US Secretary of State telling Mr Morrison he couldn't be heard.
Mr. Prime Minister, I'm not sure we're hearing you here.
Mr Morrison eventually said Australia was on the pathway to net zero emissions, but didn't make any new pledges.
Meanwhile, there were two winners in last night's massive $80 million Powerball. A retiree from Campbelltown in New South Wales won half of the jackpot. The other winner hasn't picked up their phone yet, but they bought their ticket in the city of Fairfield region.
To sport, and in the NRL, the Penrith Panthers have become the first team in 8 years to start a season with 7 straight wins after a classy 24-6 victory over the Newcastle Knights.
To showbiz now, and Chris Noth, who played Mr. Big in Sex and the City, has revealed his favourite episode from the series. Here's what he told Kelly Clarkson on her chat show.
Well, my favourite was when she farted in bed. And I insisted on doing the sound to get it right, because I'm an expert in farts. And that was a good one, because then she tried to put her head under the covers, and it was like, no, don't go there. That's where the trouble is.
Now, a 10-episode revival of Sex and the City is on the way, but Noth's character won't appear in the show.
Alrighty, to streaming news, and 90s kids are going to love this. Netflix has announced it'll soon have every episode of Round the Twist on its platform. The iconic Aussie show will be available from May 1.
I am pumped about that. And do you want the chance to win $1,000? If so, just play our daily news quiz at news.com.au/quiz and the cash could be yours.
That's it from the newsroom. We'll be back in the Arvo.
Your update from news.com.au.